Hey guys, welcome to Aussie Reviews. As a licensed shooter, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Shooters are pathetic and they are their worst own enemy. Why I say this is because if you have been following me on Facebook, you'll notice recently I did a post talking about Kate Fentanyl, which is the LDP Senate candidate in the 2022 Australian federal election. Now here she is, a licensed shooter herself. She's been a media liaison for the LDP before, and now she's running as an LDP candidate in the Senate in the federal election. Now, I do know Kate because I've spoken to her a couple of times, and I know she is very passionate about shooting and the shooting sports, and about freedom and other things that are close to our hearts as shooters. So what I did was I put a post up about her and encouraged WA shooters to support her. Now she's got basically an event for election day, which, as most of you know, isn't far off, another week. And anyhow, she had 12 people prior to me doing the post, right? So after I did the post, you would think that Western Australian shooters would all band together and get behind someone who was going to actually stand up for them. No. In the last 24, 48 hours, we've had four Western Australian shooters register on her page as interested in being able to help her out. I just shake my head. Like, seriously, you guys all took to Facebook, I'm talking about the Western Australian shooters, and whinged about McGowan and all the changes to the gun laws and everything over there. Yes, I get it, like Kate is not running for the state Senate there. She's running for the federal Senate, but she is a voice standing up for shooters over in Western Australia. So you would think that the Western Australian shooters would flock to her by the hundreds, if not thousands, to be able to help her out on election day, put up some signs in your front yard, to get the word out there, donate to her cause so she can actually advertise on Facebook and other social media platforms to get her message across and get support so she could, hopefully get into power. The ridiculous responses that I've seen, guys, and I just shake my head because the pathetic response from shooters just amazes me. There are so many people in WA who put so much effort into whinging about the next round of restrictions from McGowan. But here they are, they've got someone who has stood up to go, hey, I'm going to run in this federal election in the Senate and try to help shooters where I can. Help me out. Like I said, you got like four people registered to help her. That is absolutely disgusting. I cannot believe the pathetic responses from Australian shooters. And I know because for the last 10 years, when I've been handing out the how to vote cards and actually doing things at elections, trying to actually gain some ground for our sport and our hobby so we don't lose everything sooner, I don't even have my friends who are shooters by my side helping me out. I'm standing there and there's a wave of people with green signs, Labor signs, LNP signs, and here I am trying to stand up for the little guy, and no one wants to help. So the sort of excuses that I get is, oh mate, I'm working that day, I really can't get that day off. The kids' soccer's on and the missus will kill me if I miss that. There's all these sort of excuses that just get thrown at you and you're just going, hang on, how important is this to you? Not just on the firearm front, but to actually get someone in power who is going to support ideas that are very close to your heart. I see that as a definite thing of importance if you're going to enjoy your lifestyle and your freedoms that you're supposed to enjoy in a free place like Australia. So this is what really annoys me. Then, there was another comment about, what's her policies? Seriously, a shooter's that devoid of the ability to just put into Google, Liberal Democrats Australia and search and just have a read of all their policies for yourself. You need somebody else to spoon feed you and give you a link straight to it. It just amazes me, guys. And I really just don't know why shooters are taking this attitude of just, oh, she'll be right. No, it won't be right, because each year you see more and more restrictions, whether it be federal restrictions with import laws. Let's look at it, guys. Where do the majority of our firearms come from? 99% of them come from overseas. All they have to do federally is cut it and make it harder with restrictions at the border. And we don't have any firearms here other than, Warwick, Wedgetail, Oceana Precision, and maybe, Lithgow, obviously, and maybe another handful of, of small businesses. That'd be it. That's all that we would have. They've only got to restrict ammunition from coming into the country federally. And that starves the Australian shooting market, because what really gets made here entirely, I'm talking projectiles, powder, primers, the whole lot. I know ADI and the factory there, but do they make the projectiles there? I mean, the stuff I've seen coming out from OSA, that's certainly got American projectiles in it. This is what I'm saying. This is really important that we actually support people who want to stand up for shooters federally. People might say, oh, what effect does that have in the various states? A lot. Man, it's got a lot of effect, because where do you think all our firearms and ammunition come from? 99% of it from overseas. All they've got to do is change and enforce more of the appearance laws, and you're pretty much screwed. Have you not learnt, guys, from the Adler debacle, how they can run with something and just push it through and get the support of the various states as well, and everything you say and do, you've got no voice, because we don't have enough of people in power, who are politicians obviously, to relay that voice. This is what annoys me is when we have all these minor parties. Now I'll go through, we've got Liberal Democrats, you've got Shooters, Fishers and Farmers, you've got One Nation, you've got Katter Party, you've got Clive Palmer's United Party. Any of those, in my view, is far better than voting for the majors when it comes to, fighting for gun rights. Because at least you would have someone in those parties willing to listen and willing to actually voice your concerns. Because at the moment, I'm not sure if any of you have been awake since 1996, and some of you certainly haven't been around that long in the shooting world, but I can assure you, if you look at the restrictions that we've had since 1996, they are woeful. They just keep coming. Everything federally, from import laws to the state laws, everything from magazine restrictions, cosmetic appearance restrictions, lever action shotgun restrictions. We've also had, ammunition restrictions in some of the states as well, where they require a register. You can't get ammo for something that you don't have a firearm for. So, if you want to borrow a friend's firearm in 270 and you don't own a 270, well, you can't get ammo. There's all these sort of restrictions that are just coming in. And shooters are sitting on their backside, spending copious amounts of time online whinging about it, but yet they do nothing. They do absolutely nothing. When a candidate stands up and tries to do something, immediately they get attacked on one single thing that shooter doesn't like about their policy. So who do they vote for? They go back to the majors, where there's a list this long of the stuff that you don't like. To me, that's the definition of absolute insanity. And I cannot believe that people from my shooting community, and there's 1 million of us here in Australia, plus add family members and so forth, you have a big chunk of the voting population. But the amount of shooters that still vote for major parties should be ashamed of themselves, in my view. You really should. If shooting is of utmost importance to you and freedom is of utmost importance to you, for God's sake, use your head this election. What is going on, guys? We have done over the last 20 years of going around on this merry-go-round, around and around. You know what annoys me about this whole Liberal Democrat stuff? Because people are attacking Campbell Newman, people are attacking, other candidates that the LDP have and all the rest of it. But do you know what I see online regularly? I see people talking about the good days when David Lionhelm was in. Oh, he was a champion for us shooters. Well, guess what? New South Wales shooters let him down because not enough of you voted for him when he ran for the Senate down there. So obviously he didn't get in. He went from federal to running for the state to try to actually change something for you guys in New South Wales. And you guys are the ones who let him down. That's what upsets me the most. You get on Facebook and you talk about how good he was and wow, what a champion he was. Well, damn it, guys, there's other people standing up now who are running for the LDP who want to change things in numbers, and you guys are attacking them and picking out stuff that you don't like about them. Well, I'm sorry, but if you haven't had a reality check, there's no one better. There are no other options. Okay, so you either vote for a minor party who is going to be able to look after you, or you go back to the merry-go-round of the majors. And I don't care. LNP, ALP, and especially the Greens, you'll have virtually no firearms left over the next few years, and then it will get to their ultimate goal, 0 firearms. Please, guys, use your damn heads this election. People say, oh, Ozzy, how do I get involved? Like, seriously, once again, I'll pull out the spoon and spoon feed you. 1, okay? Get in touch with the party and say, I'd like to volunteer. How can I help? That's what you do. Number 2, make yourself available on election day. Put out some time to that party that you support to hand out how to vote cards for them, even just for 2 hours at one of the major voting booths. You know, just be there and help out. 3, ask them if you can put a sign up in your front yard, okay? And don't be like some guy that commented on my Facebook page about, oh, well, Kate's got a picture shooting a gun. That's the last thing we need is to be advertising we're a shooter. Look, yeah, I get it. But hey, you get a SSAA magazine, don't you, with clear plastic wrap, which every postie and anyone walking past knows you're a shooter. You also, over in WA, had McGowan give out a map of where licensed shooters are on the front page of your paper there. So I think that's sort of running a little bit, behind the times there. But you don't have to have a sign with guns on it. You can have a sign with freedom or something else like that. You know, stop looking for excuses not to support them. Then, the other thing that you do is pull a few dollars out of your wallet and actually donate to them. Okay, give them some money so that these candidates can actually run ads on Facebook and other social media platforms so they can have a chance of creating awareness and get out there in numbers. Guys, there is 1 million of us, like I said, 1 million licensed shooters here in Australia. If we all voted for the minor parties this election, we would see change unlike we have ever seen since 1996. I am pleading with you guys, if you care about shooting and your love of freedom and democracy in this country, please, please use your heads wisely this election.